What's up, Metal Summoners? We are so super stoked that you are kicking off your week again in the middle of the week and starting your weekend right now on your island of Misfit Toys with myself and with Angel Alamo. Of course, as you guys know, Bobby and Steve are always welcome to dive in right with us because they're our family, it's our core, and we are always down to rock. And we are going to have a couple of guests with us on tonight, but we've got one of our guests right now. You all know this gentleman from a previous episode, Metal Summit alumni, Blevins Vox, Chris Blevins, 13South. Brother, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man, for sure, dude. And first and foremost, man, congratulations are in order for the new single, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, high enough.
Absolutely, man, 100%.
Sure, you can guess what that's about, but
yeah, I think we can definitely get a little bit of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. One of those categories, I'm sure, kind of fits into it real quick. But before we get diving into what 13 South has got going on and everything involving the single and new music and everything like that, last time that you were joining us, brother, we had a different band name. You recently went through a new branding. So if you're down for it and you don't mind talking a little bit about it, can you kind of fill us and the fans in on a little bit why Voodoo 13 became 13 South?
Yeah, Voodoo 13, of course, was the name for about 5 years, and we got it from my favorite number is 13, and Voodoo. We're from South Mississippi, Louisiana area, so they kind of fit, but we kind of realized we'd been pigeonholed, I guess is what you would call it. People either liked it or didn't like it because of the name. They didn't give it a chance if they saw the name, which shouldn't matter. But, after we got signed by a record label, it's an independent label called G4L. And, they were kind of worried about that. And, we didn't, we liked it, but, it's one of those things. It's not like they said, hey, change or we're not going to do it. But, it was something we put some, thought and heart into. A lot of names came through, between us and everything. And actually ended up liking, going with 13 South. And if anybody wants to use this name, it was between that and Whiskey Chaos.
Nice.
The only reason we didn't use Whiskey Chaos because there's 5,000 damn whiskey bands out there. So
yeah. We've had two on the show previously in Whiskey Grin and Stone Whiskey.
Yeah. So there's, and of course there was Voodoo Moonshine, which wasn't whiskey, but Voodoo, So, and there was a band years ago called 13 South. It was a metal band out of New York City, but we're nothing like them, and they're not even together anymore that I know of. I think the last thing I saw from them posted on Facebook was like 2013. So. It's been a while.
Absolutely. And did you find when it came to Voodoo 13, did you find it was just more about that kind of like Mississippi style, like where you guys were getting pigeonholed a little bit more, like judging a book by its cover, where people were looking at you more of like a creepy or a horror type thing?
Maybe. A lot of people ask, hey, are y'all into voodoo and stuff like that? And, of course we'd go, who knows? Come hang out, we'll find out, and all that kind of shit. But, and changing the name to 13 South kind of, we were worried about that too for a second, that we would be pigeonholed or whatever you want to call it, to, the South, the Southern brand and stuff like that. But I don't call our music Southern rock anymore. I call it blue collar rock because there's so many bands that were from California and up north and stuff that sounded Southern rock, but weren't Southern rock, hell, you could classify some of Neil Young's songs as Southern rock.
For sure.
And he's definitely not Southern rock. Hell, Leonard Skinner didn't even like him, and he didn't like Leonard Skinner. But it's just one of those things. That music time was great. The 70s, 60s, and 70s was, it had that country rock blend to it,
Absolutely. No, 100%, because you've definitely got artists that have not only that kind of like vocal like delivery in their singers, or even just kind of like their style of writing. Tom Kiefer from Cinderella, who lives in Nashville, dudes from Pennsylvania. John Corabi, from Motley Crue, has that kind of like Southern rock, just that bluesy tone. Exactly. Same thing with Joe Leste out of Bang Tango. They're those kind of like just bluesy tone singers. Doesn't make them Southern bands, doesn't make them Southern singers. It's just simply about like their tone and their delivery.
Right, exactly. And it's hard to be, it's hard not to get categorized. We like to say we're blue collar rock and roll, but we're kind of we're a mixture between hard rock and blues and Southern and all that kind of stuff. We're hard, but people go, oh, so y'all are hard Southern rock like Pantera. It's like, no, hell no. Pantera is a total different monster of Southern rock. Yes, they're from Texas, but and Phil's from Louisiana, and he sounds like a damn redneck. But I mean, but it's their own style, and that's what we're trying to go after here. Is blue collar rock and roll. It's for the working people, and that's what it's all about to us.
Absolutely, 100%. And so now, before we get a little bit more acclimated and updated with everything that's going on with 13 South, that's kind of like a fun little thing because we've loved getting our different opinions. And I'm going to bring up 2 topics for us to discuss that Angel and I have been discussing with guests over recent weeks and stuff like that. So first and foremost, since you brought up their name, what are your thoughts on this Pantera situation right now? Because I find it particularly interesting. We've gotten a lot of different feedback back and forth. Kind of a quick thing for me personally. I don't love the fact that they're calling it Pantera. Has nothing particularly to do with the guys. My thing is simple enough. You see, with Phil and Rex, and for the record, Phil has always been great to me. I love Phil. I've got a great relationship with him. He's always treated me great. And I've met Rex, and he was really kind as well. My thing was very, very simple. Without at least one of the Abbott brothers, considering that the version of Pantera that the average fan knows as Pantera, Phil and Rex actually aren't even original members. But my thing was simple enough. We've gotten Phil and Rex already before because Rex has joined Phil in Down and they've done stuff like that. So me personally, I kind of wouldn't have hated it to be more something along the lines of, Brown, Anselmo and Brown, or Phil and Rex, or even something, Rex
like Salmo.
Yeah, I kind of wanted them to do it sort of like what the Misfits are doing right now, where they're doing, the original Misfits featuring Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein. Right. I kind of liked it something closer to that, where it was like Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown, full tribute to Pantera featuring, Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante. So, like that. And then the other topic that I wanted to ask you as well, so we can let you just kind of cut in on both of them, is Angel and I last week, especially because the picture was very new and very fresh, we were talking a lot about Motley Crue. The first official photo had been released with them, with John 5, and then they'd since played their debut show in Atlantic City. I posted that on our socials, and we got a lot of back and forth from the fans about it. All very cordial, people just expressing their opinions. And one of the questions that stuck out that I did answer that I found very interesting, because we were going to discuss it, was he was like, well, without Mick, can you call it Motley Crue? I'm like, my take on it was simple enough. Technically, yes, because the way I look at it, it was Motley Crue without Vince Neil. It was Motley Crue without Tommy Lee. So why wouldn't it be Motley Crue without Mick Mars? I will admit, and there's probably a little bias of this because of how much he does mean to me. Man, it would be really hard to see Motley Crue without Nicky, considering he's the engine that drives that car, writing all the hits and stuff like that. But anyway, what are some of your thoughts, Bud? Talk a little bit about what your thoughts are on Pantera and Motley Crue with John 5.
Okay. Yeah, well, the Pantera thing, I'm glad to see it. I never got to see Pantera play, actually, back in the day. Being from Mississippi, though, I did see Phil all the time play with his band before that, Razor White. And, Phil could hit notes like fucking just unbelievable, where you had to hold the mic 10 feet fucking out or you'd blow the speakers. Just had a killer voice, And great stuff. And, of course, Pantera, when they first started out, they were glam rock. And then next thing you know, they become heavy metal. And but to see that, I'm glad to see it. The name, I can't say. I don't, so many different ways you could go with that. The people they picked, I mean, of course, Zak's a badass, and I love Charlie Benante back there on the drums, but I just don't know if Zakk fits the whole thing. he's such a different player than Dimebag. But does anybody else do I know anybody else could have done it? Hell no. You know, so with that being said, I really, you know, without seeing it, but not seeing the first version of it, I don't know, but you're right. Without having an Abbott boy in it, it just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like Pantera. You know, it is a cover band. It's two guys. It's two original members. But I mean, but there you go. What's her damn name? Marshall Tucker doesn't have hardly any of the original members in it. Molly Hatchet has none of the fucking original members in it. Leonard Skinner has none of the original members in it anymore because what's his name? The lead guitar player just left. I forgot his name now. Gary, I think, or something like that. But anyway, yeah, you know, because his age and his health and stuff like that. But they're still going on. You know, there's a lot of bands out there that are like that. So I guess it's okay, you know. I'll let it slide. Who am I to say you shouldn't be Pantera?
Sure.
So, but the Motley Crue thing, that's a totally different story, man. You'd be hard pressed to find a bigger Motley Crue fan in the 80s and 90s and 2000s than me. When they came out with the Karabi album at first, I was like, what the fuck? Why is Vince gone? This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even give it a chance. I bought it, listened to it once, and I put it away, you know. And now I think it's the greatest fucking Motley Crue album ever recorded, hands down. And me and John Karabi are friends, and I love the shit out of the guy. One of the nicest, one of the greatest guys, very gracious, love him. He's an all-around cool cat. Motley Crue, I used to do a radio show on Rock Rage Radio, and I had a Motley Crue night when they decided to come back and, you know, fool everybody and pull this little fuckery shit around. Was, oh, we're never going to play live as a band again and blah, blah. We're signing contracts. Fuck you. You weren't planning on, you were coming back any damn way. But anyway, you know, it's all about the Benjamins, I guess. But, so anyway, I had a Motley Crue night. I played nothing, but every song was Motley Crue song for like 2 hours. And all I did was bash them, and I'm a fan, but bash them for doing what they said they were never going to fucking do. You know, if you're going to do that, fucking stick to it, man. You know, we don't want to be Kiss. We're not going to do 12 Farewell fucking to the hell Kiss is going to do. You know?
Hey, Angel, real quick. I think Shannon's in the way is backstage.
I don't. She's not popping up on the.
Okay, no problem, dude. I'll message her out again and have her double check her connection. No problem. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So, you know, and then I see the picture. Don't get me wrong. John 5 could play with anybody, anytime, anything. Hell, he probably doesn't even have to damn practice it. You just tell him what fucking key it's in and he goes at it. He's just one of the most brilliant guitar players ever, in my opinion. Does he fit Mick? No. That's like taking Neil Peart and putting him in fucking AC/DC. You know what I mean? I mean,
absolutely.
You're dumbing him down to, you know, nothing against Mick. Mick's a great guitar player, but I don't know. We'll see how it works, you know.
Yeah. No, 100% for sure.
But he does fit. It's about time they got two blondes in the band.
Pretty much. You know, they can just kind of duel it out a little bit there for sure.
I'll have to send y'all pictures one day. I got pictures of me when I was 14, 15, 16, long blonde hair. I thought I was fucking Vince Neil. But, yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Right. But no, it's definitely a good one for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump in a little bit to what's going on right now, man. While we get Shannon all connected in to be brought in, let's talk a little bit about 13South right now, man, and let's talk about the single and getting out new music.
Yeah. 13South. You know, we kind of went with the thing that 13's always going to be there. That's my lucky number. That's the day I got married on. It's not a unlucky thing for me. And South is just because we want to go back to our roots. And of course, you remember, I don't know if y'all heard it or not, but Mississippi Way, I know Angel had. Mississippi Way is very classic, very Southern rockish. It's got we got piano and Hammond organ and slide guitar and all kind of shit in there. So and I got this girl singer Monica Dunn who's helping me sing on that song. So yeah, that was the first release, November, and then January rolls around and we release High Enough. And High Enough is just about having a good time. Man, all our songs are about having a good time, partying, and it's a way of life, having fun, rock and roll. You never can get high enough, I guess. I don't think anybody's ever OD'd on pot, so well, it's true. You can't, you don't get too drunk and puke on yourself and die. So I mean, I don't see too much wrong with partaking of the devil's lettuce every once in a while.
No, absolutely not. 100% for sure. When you were changing it up, going from Voodoo 13 and moving it over to 13 South, was there ever a thought about sound change or stylistic changes in the writing, or was it more about the understanding for the betterment of the band changing the name but keeping the formula the same?
Yeah, pretty much keeping the formula the same. The only thing different we did is we are trying to go back to our roots a little bit. I'm steering away from the real distorted high gain guitars to just to some AC/DC sounding, rock and roll. We like to say we're a mixture of AC/DC, Leonard Skinner, and ZZ Top and Junkyard. You just kind of blend all four of those together, and that's kind of what we are. As far as the writing, I've been writing a lot of stuff. Everything I've been writing ever since the Voodoo 13 was more fun stuff, about living life to its fullest and not taking things too seriously. Or try not to.
Yes.
In my real world, I have to, but unfortunately.
Absolutely. 100%. I definitely understand how that can go for sure. Angel, let's kick it up to you for a little bit, my guy.
Just want to say thank you for your time, man. Definitely love the new single.
Hey, thank you. Love you, Angel. You have done a lot of stuff for me, man. I appreciate it.
No, man. Like I said, it's great music, and it's my pleasure.
Thanks.
I'm very humble when it comes to promoting music because hey, anybody that can make kick-ass music definitely deserves it. And you, my brother, you
I'm promoting
most definitely deserve it.
Promote my girls from LA. Show me your kitties. Paradise Kitty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had them at
we had them. Masquerade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, and the Rockin' Pod's coming up. Man, I hope I can get there. So a lot of people.
Yes, because I definitely want a picture.
Oh hell yeah, definitely. I'll be sure and clean up a little bit better.
So today you released some tour dates. This is like the breaking news. So with promoters out there, and again, promoters, if you want kick-ass rock and roll music, fucking book them, okay? It's just that fucking simple.
Thank you.
If you're in Alaska or Japan or anywhere around the world,
anywhere, we're ready.
You'll play anywhere. There's electricity, right?
Yeah. Even if there's not, we'll play an acoustic. Shit, I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. That's the same thing I was thinking. Yeah, John Corabi does it. John Corabi,
exactly.
Mike Tramp, they all do it acoustic as well. So why the hell not?
Mm-hmm.
So just want to say, for promoters, people that want to book you or play with you, not in that way, but musically, where can they reach you?
Yeah, just our website is 13southmusic@gmail.com, and then our email is 13southmusic I said that twice, didn't I? 13southmusic@gmail.com, or the website is 13southmusic.com. There we go. I'll get it right in a minute. But of course, we're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and they're all 13 South Music. So it's very easy to find. You just type that in, and we actually pretty much come up on the top for 13 South stuff. So that's good. New dates. He told me I was allowed to say it. It's not been announced yet, but he told me it was okay.
Hey,
we're
give us
doing
breaking news.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, hey, it's fucking. What's it called? You might have just said it. Anyway, breaking news. Yes, of course. Right here for the first time, I'm saying this. We're actually doing 4 dates with Scotty Austin, ex-singer from Saving Abel. We're doing some shows with him this year.
Nice.
It's a nice little. It's a 3-day. We're doing 1 in Kentucky, July, and then December we're actually going to be playing New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and New Jersey.
Yeah, I know December 16th you're coming to New Jersey.
Right. I can't remember the names of the clubs, but I do know the dates: 14th, 15th, and 16th. So starts in Massachusetts, goes to New Hampshire, and then New Jersey. So that's going to be fun. Also playing with Brandon Gibbs and Joel Hoekstra.
Yes.
March 4th, doing an acoustic show with them. That's really all the big stuff. Everything else is, just little of us doing some EP release parties and stuff like that. We went from a CD to an EP because it's going to be a little easier to get ready and get out, doing it yourself. I mean, we are with a label, but, there's only so much he can help do being an independent label. So he does press for us. So we get press releases and all that good stuff. So get a lot of interviews. And then I reach out and try to get interviews on my own. So,
No
Absolutely.
problem. And I'm like, yes, I am going to the show in Jersey.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
So we're going. And I definitely got to get the shirt as well.
Oh, hey,
I
got one for you. So you just be ready.
Yeah, I got a habit of wearing band shirts. I mean, look, concerts are like an event. The same way people go to support their sports teams, they wear their jersey. That's like when you go to the show, you want to wear the band shirt and all that fun stuff.
I got a question for y'all.
Uh-oh. We're innocent.
Now, this is me.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, okay.
I don't. It's not that I don't and I can't, but I never wear my own merch. I feel like a douchebag if I do.
No,
how do y'all feel about that? I mean, somebody told me one time if you get on stage wearing your own stuff, that's going to make other people want to buy it. I just feel like I got a big dick. Fucking look at me.
For me, it's not. For me, it's not, dude. For me, it's not so much the wearing it on stage part, because I'm a firm believer that bands should have a look. They should be synchronized. They should care about their appearance on stage. And under certain circumstances, they might be a jeans and t-shirt type of band in which that would definitely work. But I think, frankly, / expect, because it's how I was in all of my bands, we owe it to the fans to have a presentation on stage. Right. That it doesn't look like we rolled out of bed or just came in off the beach or got out of the pool.
My wife says I look like a dad when I get on stage, so I'm trying to fix that.
Oh, gotcha. But when it comes to wearing your own merch, nah, dude, because if you don't like it, why should anybody else like it?
I get that. And it's not that I don't like it. I just, like I said, I feel like a dick.
No. Well,
I'm a firm believer in promoting. Like my friends Mark and Janet, who have been on the show twice for not only their clothing company, but also with for the purposes of promoting their band. Mm-hmm. They do all my stage clothes, and they have their own clothing company and stuff like that. They're currently making me my third the Metal Summit like battle vest. They've made 2 for me already because we re-logoed for a fresh look to start 2023. Well, to end 2022, go into 2023 with our new pentagram look that I put together for us. And I can't be out of date. I'm just weird that way. I love my jackets and I still wear them and I still rotate them, but I needed to be up to date for Rockin' Pod. So when I called them up, I was like, hey guys, like here's the new logo. These are the patches I need you to make. I just need it by March. Same thing with the t-shirts. We're going to have the first actual Metal Summit t-shirts are going to be in my hands on Saturday, because that's the next BLE event. And Ken Schiffer, who did the shirt, his company
Entertainment.
Yeah, Phoenix Customs. He's going to be at the BLE show. And he hit me up today. He's like, well, he hit me up the other day saying that they were done. And he hit me up today. He's like, dude, are you going to the show on Saturday? I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, dude, like, do you want to just pick them up at the show? I was like, yeah, dude, that way we don't have to worry about shipping and all the bullshit that comes with what may or may not happen when it comes to shipping. Plus, it's a box full of t-shirts, dude. Like, don't waste your money on that, or give me back the money I spent on shipping. I don't really care. It's whatever. Use it for something good if you want. I don't care. But yeah, I can have it physically in my hand. But no, dude, I'm like, I'm a firm believer in the sacred art of the whore.
Okay.
And
there you go.
It's important. That's just how it is. I do believe when it comes to merch, making things that are cool and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of flair with your merch. Be excited about it. Wear it. Like I said, if you're not stoked about it and if you wouldn't want to wear it, then why would anybody else? I don't think you need to put yourself front in everybody's grill wearing your own merch on stage. You absolutely can. Don't get me wrong. Like when we were doing Masquerade, I had a Masquerade vest specifically made for that event. And I wore it leading up to that event as well to help promote and stuff. But I wore that jacket right up on stage with Steve, and when Angel and Bobby and we were all at the show together. I'm a firm believer of that. And it's all good. Yeah. I think whatever works for you should work for the fans, and it never hurts to remind them. But I do think on stage, I think a look is necessary for the success of a band and a certain synchronicity of it. Like I don't want to see, 3 guys that are completely like kind of in sync, and then like another dude wearing like board shorts and Crocs. You know what I mean?
Drummers. No, I'm just kidding. But all right, one more quick question for you guys. We're getting a back piece made for something. It's a 12 by 12, 13South. It's just like our t-shirts are. But I'm trying to decide, should we do it on a leather vest or a blue jean jacket vest, or just a regular old like Dickie work shirt? Because we're not leather, I think the later two would be better, but that was the first thing that popped in my mind was, the leather ones. So just trying to figure that out, because it's a black piece with the white 13South on it.
I feel the Dickie shirts probably transcend more people.
Okay.
Jackets and leather, it's tricky. Those can be a little bit more like a niche market, like both the leather and the jacket and the denim and stuff like that. I feel like if you're a little bit more into that kind of like LA strip style, I feel like those things might blow off your shelf. I feel like for your style and your
instead of doing those, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Instead of doing those, we're actually doing the shirts or the jacket or whatever for the band.
Gotcha.
And then we're making 4x5s, smaller patches for people to buy and put on stuff. We're just doing the big ones for us. I just couldn't, just trying to figure out leather, or I think the work shirt is what we're going to go with, but I'm not.
Yeah. Patches are great. They're so simple. I mean, our good friend of the show, Brian, who's watching right now, is also like myself. He's a member of the horror punk community. So patches, we love our patches. And also you, Chris, like myself, being a Motley Crue guy, like, the art of the battle vest in the glam scene and stuff like that is still going strong with band patches and stuff like that. Yes. So definitely having that is definitely important. And I think it's definitely valuable for sure. Because it's also a lot of the little things, different, some people aren't really t-shirts people, but they like their jacket, other people, aren't, maybe they don't wear a lot of actual merch, but they'll put stickers on things. And other people just get legitimately excited for guitar picks. Like today, I also placed the order of new Metal Summit guitar picks that I'm going to put in the goodie bags. That
I got to have one of those too, damn it.
Yeah, totally. Angel, let me kick it over to you, buddy. Why don't you hold it down for a second? I'm going to connect with Shannon so we can get her figured out.
I got pins made
No
too.
problem. No, just want to go to, Steve, he's definitely joining us. Not live.
Oh, okay.
So he actually agrees. So, he does have a Metal Summit shirt and hat. I do as well. I got the hoodie, and it's cool to actually wear the merch. Look, if it was up to me, we would have, and this is just advice for you, we would have the Metal Summit everything. Metal Summit, stickers, shirts, sex toys, because sex sells. So we would have
You're
sex
right.
toys.
You're right. Candlebox used to have rubbers.
Everything. Yeah.
Candlebox used to put rubbers out with
everything.
A package that had Candlebox on it.
Yeah, so we would have anything and everything the Metal Summit, even a freaking lamp.
Yeah.
We would definitely have. So, like what Steve said, sell, sell, sell. You're right, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. But I being a smaller band, or an independent band, and whatever you want to call it, it's hard to, if everybody's selling their shirts $30 and $35, and we're trying to sell ours for $25, but it's tough, it's rough. But I want a bunch of $5 stuff that people will actually spend money on.
But you did something cool. You have a combo, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, exactly. Yeah, comes with the EP. Well, not an EP. It comes with a 2-song single, a guitar pick, a little button, 13South button, and a sticker.
Yeah, because I noticed that a lot of bands, like I know Hammer Down Hard was doing something where you can get the shirt and the CD. They've been doing the combos, and I'm like, wow, that's a really cool idea to get like a combo.
Yeah,
where you can actually get that. So that's like really awesome that you're actually doing that.
Yeah. I'm always trying to think of something to do, marketing wise. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Hold on, I'm sorry about that. Hold on. So, tell us a musical influence that we never guessed.
Roy Clark.
I would have never guessed that one.
Roy Clark and Jerry Reed are two of my favorite pickers.
Awesome.
Of course, I grew up, country in the 70s, early 80s. But yeah, my parents, brought me up on country. But I gradually moved into the rock and roll thing. So
I'm gonna ask this question from Brian, and it's a really cool question. Okay, if you can get 2 artists or 2 bands from past or present to create an album, who would it be? I love that question.
Okay.
Past or present, could be anybody.
Yeah, Jenny Lane would be the singer. He's my favorite. Okay. I would have to go with Randy Rhoads on guitar.
Jenny Lane, Randy Rhoads. That would really work.
I think so. As far as drummer, oh wow. I don't know. John Paul Jones on bass. And
John Paul Jones on bass.
Okay. So it would be real musically oriented. But as far as drummer,
here's a recommendation from Steve.
Eric. Oh, hell yes. I forgot Eric Carr. Okay. So most of my band is the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the undead, are passed, but all but one. So yeah, I think that would be I think that'd be an awesome album. But yeah, Eric Carr, man, what a phenomenal drummer. We lost that guy.
I always loved his drum set.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I mean,
The whole thing with all the tom toms around.
He had a Neil Peart
always
set
loved that.
or what's that guy that played with Zappa? Oh shit, can't remember his name now. But anyway, phenomenal drummer Eric Carr was. So
Yeah, and what I liked about him, and this could be an advice for any musician, is just how humble he was with the fans. That's all
yes,
you keep hearing. He would respond to fan letters. He would,
nice, right?
like with the guys in Slaughter, he was kind of helping them out, because they did tour with them. And it's just a fucking injustice he's not around.
Yes, and also the other drummer that died from cancer. He played with Ozzy, and he also played with Motley Crue.
Randy Castillo.
Castillo.
I fucking loved his
he was
playing.
such a great guy, man.
I used to
Awesome
pretend I was
cat,
him
awesome player, everything. Yes.
On the No More Tears album, he really tore that up.
Yes.
And as replacing, we talked about replacements and everything earlier with Motley Crue. When Tommy Lee left, was like he would be the guy to replace Tommy Lee because he plays just as good.
Oh yeah.
And also
definitely.
he was in the movie The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, where they played
really
one of
I'll
have
to go back and I haven't had since the 80s.
Right, because in the beginning where Vince Neil dies during the performance, you had Randy Castillo playing.
Okay, I think I remember that. Didn't that have Guns N' Roses in it too?
Not on that one.
Not on that one. It was on. They were in something, but anyway. So, yeah. Now, was that late 80s or early 90s?
No, that was 1990. That was the movie with Andrew Dice Clay playing.
Yeah, I knew who it was. I was just trying to remember what year it came out. So, yes, Randy Castillo. Yeah, definitely.
But here's another name that Steve threw out: Terry Bozzio.
Yeah, Terry Bozzio. That's who I was trying to think of that Eric Carr's drum set looked like.
Don't worry. Steve has a habit of reading my mind as well sometimes. So.
Greg Bissonette, I mean, that's another one.
All right. So can you tell us about your band? Who's in it?
Yeah, actually, our guitar player of 25 years, off and on, of course, Kurt left the band in October, so we're looking for a drummer. A guitar player, lead guitar player. So we're doing 3-piece shows right now. You don't get much on solos with me because I'm a singer, songwriter, strummer, rhythm, power chord type guy. So, but so I'm not anything on the lead stuff, but yeah, so it's me. I sing and play, of course, rhythm. And then Bradley Berryhill's been with me since '97, and he's a bass player, and he's one of the main writers. Me and him, we've always been the two main writers. And we have a new guy playing drums. He just started back a few months ago, but we just started playing, shows this past weekend. And his name is Rick Dutton. So he's our Eric Dutton, but he goes by Rick. And so that's what rounds us out right now. And hey, if there's any guys out there that can play the shit out of blues lead, and you don't have to be a screaming burner or arpeggios and sweeps and all that shit. We don't we're not worried about that. We want somebody to play for the song, but yeah, so that's 13South right now. And we dig it. It's working. Had great responses over this past weekend. We'll say that.
Yeah, because it's a freaking awesome song. And the thing is, Southern rock is still fucking cool. You look at the Black Crowes, Jackal, Leonard Skinner. Southern rock is still alive because they love their rock music. And
Dirty Honey, who's now out, they're might as well be Southern rock. They call this blue collar rock, Blacktop Mojo is more is Southern rock, but they got a little heavier post grunge sound to them. Blackstone Cherry, I got to say, has got some Southern rock. Of course, they're from Kentucky, so they're Southern rock. And then one of my favorite bands coming up right now, man, is Them Dirty Roses. I've played a few shows with them last couple of years, so that's been some good stuff. Yeah, man, there's lots of stuff out there. Roxanne, you ever heard of Roxanne from the 80s? No. Okay. Anyway, they're they right there at that end, right before grunge came out and everything, and they've still been around and playing stuff and writing albums and stuff like that. But yeah, they're Doug Pinnick does a lot of stuff with them, singing with them and playing bass on some songs and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So where are you actually from? For people that are just getting to know you.
Yeah. Well, we're from we like to say Magnolia, Mississippi, which is southern Mississippi, but I live in right outside of Cincinnati and have for the past 8 years. And the drummer lives in Georgetown, Kentucky, and Bradley lives in Brookhaven, Mississippi. But we kind of just meet and go do shows and go back home. So it's fun. It's hard. It's rough. Bradley broke down twice on the way to the show Friday, so he showed up probably 20 minutes after we were supposed to be on stage. We were freaking busting it to get ready, and I would just get his stuff in there. But water hose busted on the way. He's 10 hours away, and it took him like 13, 14. So good thing he left early.
Yeah, you can see that again.
So well, we make it work.
So just got to commend you because you're doing it all. It's you're not only putting out the music, but definitely letting people know, hey, the music is out there and heavily promoting it.
Yes.
Because I remember you was featured on my column on Ballbuster Music, and you just reminded me. Like I kind of forgot to send you the questions a few times because I'm very absent-minded sometimes. If this was not attached to me, I wouldn't know what the hell I would do. But that was just awesome that you sent me like a reminder. And I was like, wow, that's rock and roll, because you think about the 80s before the internet, you had to go and just put flyers everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just, just really, giving you love and just commending you because you're just doing it all. It's like you're wearing a lot of different hats.
I am. I've always been the manager, the booking agent, the lead singer, the songwriter, the guitar player, the den mother, if you will. I always took care of the drunks and shit and everything. I'm ready for a break. We don't want a manager. We just want a booking agent to keep us busy. And I want to be able to write more and enjoy the music more. All
right. So
because
I'm gonna
working the bands 24 hours a day almost.
So Steve, everybody. So if you know any booking agents, Jay, I know you're muted, but I'll remind you after the show to get Bradley on it. And Bobby,
I talked to Brad a few times, and I know it's hard for a band that doesn't have a name yet, and especially with us just changing our name because we had 5 years under the name, or 4 years under the name Voodoo 13.
So was that like a difficult thing, or like was that?
No, it really wasn't. It came down to. Well, we'll just put it this way. If we didn't change it, there might have been some legal repercussions because of there was already a big entity out there with the name and it was trademarked.
Right.
Which I did not know. So
me, that's right. There's still a lot of stuff we all don't know. So
right, exactly. There's so many things are out there that people have done, have trademarked and never did anything with, so, but this company has, so yeah, but it was just one of those things. It was a mutual thing between us and the label, and it worked out, All
right. So you're allowed to say, hey, formally, or you're allowed to say
I guess we could say that. We just don't, I took down the video from from Voodoo 13, a couple of them, because Past members being whiny little bitches. We'll just say that. And
Oh, that's all right.
you know, it is what it is. So to be honest with you, what I did is, it's, I wrote it. I wrote every bit of the 2 songs we took down, and I re-recorded everything. So those 2 songs are going to be out on the new EP.
That's been happening. I mean, I know Ozzy did that. He re-recorded.
Oh yeah,
certain songs with different members.
Album. Yeah, Dave Mustaine did it the last album. He had all of Dave Ellison's shit re-recorded, because of the internet incident thing. But shit happens. We're going to re-release those songs. They sound totally different. One sounds pretty much the same, but it's a different. I got a lot of guitar guests on this new EP. High Enough was done by a guy. His management won't let me use his name or the band name or nothing like that, but it's just a killer guitar player. There's a guy in one of my favorite bands playing on one of these songs coming out. And guy from Louisiana in a band from Louisiana called Spank the Monkey. That he's original. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, that's a great name. They're a great band, man. They put out 3 independent albums, but great band. But they do a lot of cover stuff. They're on a circuit and everything like that, But their guitar player's playing on one song. God, I can't remember who all. Got a guest drummer on a song. So yeah, it's gonna be good, man. People are gonna really trip on some of this stuff that have heard it before.
So
let's say that.
So again, it's a EP. So would you ever do like an album?
We were gonna do an album, but it was gonna consist of 6 rockers and 3 acoustic songs that we were in the middle of recording. But money wise, unfortunately, it is easier. It's going to be easier for us to finish the EP and release it than a whole album, So, unfortunately, but
that's true. I mean, that's something. Right.
It happens.
Oh, great question from Brian. What song would you absolutely love to cover, but you haven't covered?
Train, Blackfoot.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Don't ask me why. It's just it's the beat, the strum, the everything of that song, the harmonica. I can't play harmonica, so that's why we don't cover it.
Warren did it on the Cherry Pie album.
Yes, that is my favorite freaking cover that anybody has ever done. Is that version of Train?
If Warren could do it, you could definitely do it. I mean, that was totally unexpected.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say we should record a cover song that we've done forever, Driving and Crying, Fly Me Courageous, because we put our own little twist on it. And it's pretty badass.
So when you're doing live, will you do any covers when you're on the upcoming tour? Or?
Yeah. Depends on how how long our set is. If we're playing our normal set, which is about 45 minutes to an hour or to an hour and 15. We do we probably had about 3 or 4 covers. We do Bradley sings it. We do Motor by Circus of Power. We do Skinner, Needle and a Spoon. We do a little medley of Can't You See and Midnight Rider kind of run together because it's basically the same damn song. But yeah, we got a few covers we throw in there here and there. When I do acoustic shows, I play a lot of covers. I play I Remember You by Skid Row, and yes, I can still hit that. Barely, man. But I can. On a good night.
That's a good one to cover.
Yes. It is. A couple of Warrant songs. I do a couple of Great White songs. Man, all kind of cool stuff. So, House of Broken Love. I wish I had a guitar player that could play that bluesy stuff right there, because I'd love to cover that one, record it. That'd be cool.
So, I mean, the bluesy stuff. I mean, that still works today. That's almost part of like Southern rock almost. We had Cinderella doing it, and
yes,
with them, a band that's from Philly.
Yeah, I saw Cinderella on their first tour when they were out on the road with David Lee Roth in '86, and dude, that just, don't get me wrong, David Lee Roth with Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan and Greg Bissonette was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but Cinderella stole the fucking show. I mean, dude, that shit rocked. That first album, Night Songs, is just one of the best albums ever.
So, what was your first concert that you went to, and who or what made you want to do this for a living, playing music?
Oh, wow. I'd have to say Motley Crue made me want to be a rock star, you know. I'm kind of like Bobby Dahl in the fact that I never wanted to be a cover musician or just a musician out there playing music. I wanted to be a rock star, you know. And to be honest with you, I've had songs played all the way over in Australia and Canada and all over the world. So to me, I think I've made it, you know. Not saying that I'm a rock star, but I'm saying that that's part of the goal, you know. And played, you know, so many live shows and stuff like that. So yeah, that's you know, kind of where I'm at. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
So we're talking about Rockstar. What do you think about the Super Bowl commercial? Rockstar one.
You know, I'm kind of to blame for that too. I've actually called friends of mine rock stars just because they did something badass. Man, you're a fucking rock star. Or no, my bad. I've never called anybody a rock star. I say you rock. There we go. That's the difference.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for Paul Stanley to creep in through the door and just
no shit. I'm looking around, making sure he's not.
I'm looking around also for Paul Stanley as well to definitely give us that look. But that's what really works. Like at the end of that commercial, Ozzy definitely a rock star doing everything that he did.
Yeah.
So what's the most? I'll wait for Paul Stanley. What's the most rock star thing you've ever done?
Oh my God.
Without getting into trouble.
Yeah. Oh shit. I don't know. I've never been asked that. I don't know. Wow. That's a good one. That's a good question. The most rock star thing I've done. I wish it was something cool. I can't think of any damn thing.
I see something really rock star behind you.
What's that?
Your guitars.
Yeah. You like that white and black? I can't tell.
No, that's just really cool the way you have the banking.
Yep. Oh, and well, no, I won't get that out. But if Bobby was here, I'd get one out and show him. But he's got all kind of shit. But so, you know, in my mind, does asshole have to be a part of being a rock star? Because
being an asshole part of being a rock star.
That has not that it has to do with anything. Yeah, it brings the rock star brings the asshole out in people sometimes.
Yeah,
but it should.
I mean, Gene Simmons called one of his albums "Asshole." So, hey, Gene Simmons, hey, if it works for him.
And I got something for Jay. You want to talk about Pantera being without two of the members? Kiss has been without two of the members for fucking 30 years.
All right, hang on a second. Angel, sorry, let me jump in. Angel, is Shannon in the room?
Nope.
God damn it.
Holy shit.
Did she click on the link?
Yeah, no, she is. She sent me the I'm looking at the page that I need to be looking at. You know where it says check your camera and mic, pictures of us, and enter name and enter studio.
Yeah, normally it would pop up. Do you want me to send it again, or would that help? I can't hear you because he's muted. But
Sign language.
you know what?
No, I know. I keep mute. I'm having, as you can imagine, multiple conversations. So,
No worries.
yeah. So I feel like we're getting close. Yeah. Sorry, fans. I'm sure this has gotten awkward as fuck, but we've got Shane on the line here, who's got bitchin' stories to tell about her father being involved with Sound City, and that's one of the reasons we definitely want to get everything like involved and stuff. You know, Chris, I know you know Sound City.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So. Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome.
So here, why don't we do this? So Shannon, talk real quick. Say hi to everybody, and then Angel, Chris, let me know if we can hear things.
Hi everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
Did you
How are you?
Can you
Nice
hear?
to meet you all.
Can you hear pretty good, Chris?
I hear it awesome.
Angel, can you hear?
Yep.
All right, cool. Like here, so let's just do this. Shannon, stay on the line with me while we're trying to get connected. Worst comes to it, if this is the way that we have to roll, let's go ahead and roll, because we got to kind of get into everything, obviously, for time, and I don't want your dad's stories to go untalked about. You dig?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. Cool. We still sound good, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. So, Chris, if you
yes,
don't mind, brother, let me steer the conversation over a little bit. All right.
You're good. You're good. I'm here to listen.
And let's rock and roll a little bit. So, okay.
Yes.
So, Shannon, sorry about the technical difficulties, but I think we should just rock and roll, and I think we'll get the necessary awesomeness out of that. Does that sound good with you?
I'm down.
Awesome. Perfect. Let's rock. Let's have a little bit of fun. So, fans, Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much for bearing with us during our technical difficulties. But we're being joined this evening by Shanyn Vieira, whose father founded Sound City, which is one of the most legendary, probably the most well-known recording studio for production, releasing of albums, and everything. And she hit us up a few months back about being involved with the show to get her father's story out there, and we definitely want to give her the opportunity to talk about that. So please, Shannon, the floor is yours. Say hi to the Metal Summoners, say hi to your fans, and let's talk a little bit about your dad.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my dad founded Sound City in, I think, 1969, and my brother was born in 1970, and I was born in 72. But he was a child star. My whole family is, my dad's family. And so he became a producer in his late 20s. So while he was an actor too. And so when I was born in 72, I grew up in like Sound City. That was my second home. So when I was growing up, I didn't know about famous people or celebrities or stars. I was thinking, oh, my dad has, friends who plays instruments, and sings and drum, has, musical, like experiences. And so I'm just saying, oh, this is fun, and I got into it because I grew up in it. And so I want to tell you a story. I think when I was like 4 or 5, there was a band called the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And so they recorded their second album, and it was like the Turtle, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so and I called Jerry Garcia Uncle Jerry. Oh, Uncle Jerry. I didn't know that he was, the Grateful Dead, singer. He was just like my dad's friend. So he used to, cuddle with me and dance with me, and he taught me drums and piano. So I was like, oh, great. And then when I was growing up, like, oh, Dad, your friends are on TV. Oh, wow. So I was like, Uncle Jerry's on TV. But I just think that being the daughter of a celebrity and the founder of Sound City is just amazing, because if it wasn't my dad, there would be no Sound City.
For sure.
So I just think that's a great accomplishment on my father's part, because he didn't know, he just thought, oh, I'm just going to, open a studio. He didn't know that he was going to be like the world's, famous studio in the country or the world. And he founded it. So,
where was that at? Was that in the Valley?
Yes, the Valley.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it was So it was a dump. Well, he and so he brought everybody in the early 70s, like Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. He did a lot of background productions like no one knows.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought everybody in. He brought Joe Gottfried and Tom Skeeter in. And so, because my dad did everything under the sun. I mean, he produced, he directed, he acted, he wrote, and, and he had a family. He had, he was married, and with me and my brother, his schedule was like full. So he wore many hats when I was growing up. And as a celebrity's daughter, I would think I'm very lucky because my dad raised me instead of nannies. He was a full-time father. So I'm very glad he was hands-on because he did everything. And I was with my dad a lot. So I'm very musical inclined too because of my father. And so it's just, I didn't say anything for many, many years because I heard stories. And I said to myself, well, like, why talk about it? I lived it. But then this past few months, I'm like, well, I want to say my story because I grew up there.
Sure.
And then when I had my daughter, when in 2000, my daughter grew up there. So it was like 3 generations.
Absolutely.
My dad, my dad, me, and my daughter. And so when I was raising my daughter in Sound City, one day my dad said, "Oh my God, I'm watching you grow up again." And I said, "Me too. I'm watching me grow up again." So I've seen a lot of changes in Sound City from the beginning to the end. So, I had play dates. I slept over, like the famous, Studio A and Studio B. There was like my bedroom and like my living room. I was like just playing. I was the only kid in Sound City playing like it was like my playground. Because I was the owner's daughter.
Yeah. So Shanyn, let me ask you this, because this is something that Chris can also attain to as well. So, as somebody like Chris, who's with his bands, with his music, who's grown up with music in his own band, putting out music in all types of different forms and progressing, how do you remember watching bands, whether it be the Grateful Dead or other bands that you saw come through Sound City with your father? What was it like for you watching these bands progress and get bigger or even potentially fade away after working there?
I knew the insides. I knew the back of the scenes because I was there a lot. I learned, and a lot of people who worked there taught me things about engineering, music wise. Like bands like were big, they wanted to record there or like practice there, and a lot of my friends, who did go into record there, and I never said, "Oh yeah, my dad founded it." I said, "Wow, how was the recording?" Because I wanted to stay, not low, but I wanted to stay back and just not be, "Oh yeah, that's my dad's studio."
Sure.
No, I just wanted to be like a regular person.
Okay, I get you. That's definitely understandable for sure. You just kind of wanted to be there, observing, and just kind of watching everybody perform. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I definitely dig on that. Chris, let me bring you in a little bit about that. Why don't you talk a little bit about experiences that it comes with you when it's involving recording and working in studios? Because, people don't really, I don't think people necessarily fully understand that there's a drastic difference between the sharpness of recording music to be putting out to fans versus performing it live.
Yeah, very much so. We've never had a producer. We've always done it ourselves, and that may be what's wrong. But it's very, very expensive to use a producer and stuff. Not only for using to just not to record, but to set up, for them to push record. And if you don't know your material when you go in, it can be very costly. And as far as doing, you can be articulate. You can actually overthink stuff. You can overdub till it's, and polish it till it's just so thin it's nothing. We like the raw sound. We like to record live. Even though we go back and add overdubs and stuff like that, but we like to go in and do a scratch track and lay down the drums and the bass. And even if the scratch track on the guitar is good, we keep it, and we don't add 50 guitar tracks. I know I read an article one time where Dave Grohl said, we added 50 guitar tracks to this song. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, why do you need so many? But, because you can't hear every one of them. in my opinion, you can. I mean, I know I can't hear all of them, but but we do 3 or 4 different guitar tracks to make it thicker and stuff like that, and of course everything's way different nowadays than it used to be. You pretty much did. I mean, hell, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith. What they did live is actually what they did on the damn album. That's why everybody was like, "Oh wow, they sound just like the album." Well, no fucking shit. I mean, that's exactly what they did. Nowadays it's I mean, Metallica. What they spent on the Black Album? What a few million or something crazy like that. And it took 3 years or some shit. I mean, come on, guys, get your head out of your ass. What are you doing? But recording to live is totally different. Some people don't like recording. Some people like live over recording. I love both of them about probably the same, but you get great recognition with both, but or not recognition, my bad, satisfaction from both, but it's a different satisfaction. Recording in the studio is a satisfaction of, hey, I accomplished something. And you're still accomplishing something doing live, but it's totally different. And I don't know how to explain it, but
sure.
It's live is live, there's no greater feeling. I can be sick as a dog, with my cancer and everything, and get up on stage. I can puke before I go on stage because I'm so sick. And when I walk on stage, it goes away.
Yeah.
And it never bothers me. And I get off stage and I'm high for like 3 or 4 hours. I'm just, and then in the studio, I probably wouldn't be that way. Actually, I know I'm not that way, So playing live in front of people is really one of the greatest drugs ever to me. So.
Absolutely, 100%. And Shannon, and I'll bring you back in here with this question before I kick it back up to Angel and let him take over for a bit. Okay. Talk a little bit again about your father when it pertains to being a father and husband versus this producer and this actor involving Sound City, because that's a lot to juggle. That's a lot to handle. You hear stories all the time about these, whether they're a celebrity figure or just somebody that has a lot of clout because of a successful business, finding it difficult to separate their work life from their home life. From everything that you observed with your father with such a demanding job that a successful studio can be, what do you remember from that time of him having to separate his husband duties, his fatherly duties from the production?
He really took time out of his busy schedule to be a father, because my grandfather was in the business too, with the studio. My great uncle was Al Jolson. My great aunt was Ruby Keeler, who did 42nd Street. My uncle, my dad's brother, was Pugsley in the Addams Family.
I'm a huge Addams Family nerd.
Oh yeah. My uncle was Pugsley, my dad's younger brother.
So awesome.
Yeah. So, and then my great uncle, my grandfather's or step grandfather's brother, was Red Weatherax, who owned Lassie.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mike Smith from the Phillies is my second cousin.
Nice. So you've
got my
mom's
family is the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm. So there was a lot going on in your family. You've got the Rothschilds. You've got Mike Schmidt, being your second cousin. You've got Pugsley from the Addams Family as like your uncle. I mean, that's a lot going on in your bloodline there, girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many to name.
Sure.
I just told you the main ones in my family, the famous ones, but there's too many. But I consider my family regular people.
Sure.
Because they are. But they think because of my father they think, oh my God, you're like, he's God. I'm like, no, he's my dad.
For sure. Absolutely. And so before I kick it over to Angel, because I want him to get back in on this,
Yes.
what would you say with everything involving that type of business? If there was one thing in particular that you really wanted to put out about your father's legacy involving Sound City, what would you want the fans to know about that?
For real, Sound City, when Dave Grohl made the documentary, he called my father and said, I would like to make a documentary of Sound City. I want you to be in it. Something happened. I mean, I can't, tell you what happened, but it's just behind the scenes.
Of course.
Like, my dad didn't want to, because he wanted to tell his own story. But when I saw it first, I kind of cried because it was a touching moment, because I was watching me, like, my God, that was my second home. And no one knew about my Sound City. I never told my friends. I never told anybody, because I wanted to be a regular person. Like, I want people like me for me, instead of, oh my God, look at your family, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I didn't mention about my family.
Your dad knows all the cool people. That's what they said.
Instead of, I said, yeah, my dad, owned it and founded it. Oh, really? Like years later.
For sure. And it seems overall too that it does come across that your dad seemed to consider himself a relatively quiet and kind of average person, despite the success of this studio.
Yes, because he wanted the normalcy of being up kids like me and my brother.
Sure.
He had houses in Cali Island and Malibu, and then Big Bear, and so I grew up, in country clubs. On the other side, I was, a runner girl who did, tours, and, oh, yeah. But my mom was a single mother, so I was half okay, healthy. And then when I went to my dad's, I was the celebrity's daughter, and I was treating, me like queen. But I'm like, no, I'm a regular person. Treat me as just like I'm not above you or below you. I'm equal.
For sure. Absolutely. No, that's definitely the way to go at it. Fans, we're going to kick it over to Angel. Chris is coming right back in now. This is last call for alcohol, guys. When it comes to any kind of questions you want to ask Chris about anything involving 13South or the things that he's involved in, or we love to hear from you guys about studio work as well. If there's anything that you guys have been curious about Sound City or anything like that, now's the time to make sure that you guys get those comments and those questions in so that we can ask Shannon about them and get you guys some answers on that. So it is last call for alcohol for fan questions and comments. So go ahead and make it rain when it comes to that. But Angel, let's kick it over to you for a little bit, buddy. Anything that you want to talk about, of course, with both Chris and Shannon.
Oh, just with the whole thing with the studio is that again, I think Tom Kiefer said it best one time when he said, "Hey, what's the point of making a great studio record if you cannot go out and actually tour behind it?" Like we know in the pop genre, bands or pop singers will make this nice pop record, but they can't even fucking tour behind a record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dave Grohl bought the Neve board that was in Sound Studio, and it's now at his 606 studio. I'm a huge Grohl fan, huge Foo Fighter fan, but this is a weird thing. I never knew when I fell in love with the Foo Fighters. I didn't even know Dave Grohl played drums in Nirvana. Right. That's how oblivious I was. And so I didn't like him for who he was. And I liked him for what he was doing now. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, if anybody wants to throw this his way, I would love to record in Dave Grohl's studio on that fucking Neve board. So y'all just, y'all let him know. But anyway, other than that.
I mean, and just want to commend that a lot of the studios now, they get demolished and make into things. So the fact that the studio is still around, it's awesome because they should be preserved historically. Because I mean, if you have a studio where a lot of great albums were recorded, it may not be much to corporate types, but to us music fans, it means a lot.
That's true, Angel. I mean, that's really awesome you said that. I never thought about that, but that is so true. And it's not just the fact that they recorded something there. A lot of studios, you stayed in a room in that, like a bunk room or something like that. And slept there overnight. I mean, that right there makes it a fucking historical thing, and you shouldn't tear it down. I mean, that's just to me, in my opinion. But
you're both dead on with that, because that's something that Shannon was just talking about it being her home away from home, and spending so much time there, and knowing the ins and outs of that place, right, Shannon?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been there for like really from beginning to end.
Yeah,
as soon as my daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just from Jerry Garcia being there. I mean, and recording, and no telling who else. I mean, do you remember, Shannon, who was the last person to record there, or the last group, or whatever?
To be honest with you, there were so many at the end.
I didn't know if it was somebody you might remember. I don't know if Nirvana ever recorded there or not. I don't remember.
No, Nirvana was there.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wasn't positive on that.
Nirvana made their first album.
Awesome. Okay, what, the one with Dave or the one before that, Bleach?
No, it was Dave. It was Dave and
never mind. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone recorded there. Everybody. From the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, everybody.
I suppose Cheap Trick did too, because Dave had Rick Nelson come in and play on that. So that stuff, Slipknot's Corey Taylor, very cool stuff.
Oh yeah. So I saw everybody come in and out, and I wasn't starstruck. I was like, hey, hi, I like your group, like your music.
You didn't girl fan?
No, I'm not a groupie. Sorry.
No worries. I would have.
If I was, I'd probably be the oldest one on Earth.
Nice.
I started when I was like 6 months old. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Right on. Angel, let's keep it with you, bud, with some of the questions. It looked like a couple were popping up.
Yeah. Brian had a question. Did Dave Grohl first meet your dad when he was in Nirvana?
Yes. Wow. Yes. Everyone met my dad first. Believe it or not. And he produced Rick Springfield, his first album.
Oh,
nice.
Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Working Class. Yeah, Working Class. That was the name of it.
Yeah.
Working class something.
That was like 80, wasn't it?
Yes.
81.
81,
Yep.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Don't ask me how I remember, but who doesn't remember Jesse's Girl?
Love that. General Hospital.
Yeah, but Dad produced that album.
I never watched General Hospital. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry, Shannon. We're
It's okay.
I can't believe Springfield's still out there doing it.
It's so cool to look back and to see what my dad accomplished in his life. And I'm very proud. And I'm very proud to be his daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, wow, Dad, you did a lot in your life. Be proud.
Oh,
And
is there?
he's still doing it.
You said he's still doing it, Shannon. So your father's still with us.
Yeah, no, my dad's still alive. My mom's still alive.
Fantastic.
But my dad's still in the music business and show business.
Awesome.
I definitely have a good question for you. Is there anybody that you would just like immediately thought, hey, they're definitely going to be around? Is there anybody that you heard in the studio sound wise that it was like, wow, this band or group, they're definitely gonna be around?
Okay, here's a personal story. When my dad had a beach house in Malibu, and there was a band called Journey, and Steve Perry and all of them before Faithfully and Open Arms, Middle of the Sky, and I was like probably 9-10 years old, and I was in the music, like I always loved the drums and the piano. That was my two favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard Open Arms, I was like, oh, that's a hit, and it was like hit after hit after hit. So when the album came out, all the songs were hits. So one weekend I was with my dad and Journey, like Steve and all of them came to my house, and like Steve gave me the biggest hug and said, you know what? You're my girl. I love you. You're my niece, and you're like my hit girl. So to me, Journey is like the personal ultimate favorite because of what I went through as a kid. Because I thought Journey, I love this band. It's my friends, So I didn't know they were like, superstars. Or I just thought, my dad's friends is in a band. Cool.
I got a follow-up question for that one. Did you tell your classmates the next day in school? And if you did they believe you?
Well, to be honest with you, some would say, yeah, right. You gotta be out of your mind.
For sure.
Yeah, okay. Because, this is LA. People fib. To make them, look good. But I'm like, no, it's true. It's true. Here's my proof.
Yeah. Why would a 10-year-old lie about meeting Journey?
Yeah.
I mean,
especially getting a hug from Steve Perry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want a hug from Steve
That's
Perry.
why I keep quiet about my family. It's too many to name.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's cool though too, because like one of the things that I feel is really easy for people to lose is their humility and just understanding like that people are still people, but also not forgetting about family, where you're coming from and stuff like that. And it's really easy to lose that kind of stuff. So I think there's actually a certain amount of admiration, Shannon, that goes to your father, to yourself, and to your family for, not losing sight on everything despite so many blessings.
Oh, well, thank you, because my father's taught me everyone is equal. We're famous, but it's just you're famous of your movies or your music, but we're all people, and that's what my dad taught me, that when I was growing up, seeing stars and celebrities, they're just people, and I still think that as for today.
Absolutely, 100% for sure. Angel, right back up to you, bud.
No, me myself, we're all music fans, but I'm just still starstruck that you have that story about Steve Perry.
Yeah.
And Journey, because we all know Journey. They're celebrating 50 years.
Yeah.
Of
I
music.
have a million of them. I have a million stories.
We got all night. Can you tell us another story?
Okay, perfect. You have to bring me back.
Absolutely. No, we can definitely do that too. We'll definitely get our technical difficulties will be a thing of the past.
I love
The one thing that's very, very big on this show, and Chris of all people can attest to this, like when you do one episode, you're a family, you're an alumni, and all you have to do is reach out when you want to be involved again. And we're very fortunate on our end that we are able to book in advance. But we will make sure that we get a time set. So don't worry, Shannon, you're definitely more than welcome to come back to us anytime that you want.
Oh, thank you so much. Really, thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. So Shannon, I'm actually going to let you go, and we're just going to finish things up here on our end. Does that sound cool?
Oh, great. But I just want to say thank you for having me, and thank you for, your fans. Thank you so much.
No, it's our pleasure. Absolutely,
Thank you.
for sure. Thank you for your understanding with a couple of our issues, but also thank you for reaching out to us and frankly showing interest in our show, that you're like, hey, I've got things to talk about involving my dad, and I would really like to talk about them. Are you guys down to make time for me? Of course we're down to make time for you. Thank you for believing in our show as a place for you to talk about it.
Oh, and I told my dad about your shows.
Yes, bring your dad on the show. We would love to have him.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to him. Yeah, yes, definitely.
That's super duper awesome. Well, Shannon, you take care. You have yourself a great evening, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Thank you so much, guys, again.
Our pleasure, absolutely. And you have a fantastic evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I just realized that next month would be a year that I was on the show. I don't remember the exact date. I was in Washington in my car, Washington, D.C., doing the interview because we fucking took us too damn long to get there. But,
yeah, because I was doing the show from the road that night because
you were on
I was at Baltimore Soundstage, I believe, because I think that was the Julian K show with two really good friends of mine in Ryan Shuck and Amir Darak, formerly of Rough Cut, and both of them were in the band Orgy, and they're alumni of the show. Oh, thank you so much, Shannon. She just wrote on the chat. Thanks so much.
Oh, okay.
So thank you, Shannon. So I was like, oh, it's a TMS night, but those are my boys coming to town. I can't not go and support my friend.
Yeah.
But but we also had Tanya on the show that night from.
Yes. Dadgummit.
Lydia's Castle.
Lydia's Castle. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, out of Nashville. Nashville. So, speaking of Nashville, we just played Nashville Saturday night. So.
Very cool, man.
Yeah. Played Louisville Friday night and Nashville Saturday night. So
I got a question about playing Nashville.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nashville has had a lot of rock musicians hit the town.
Right.
And so on. But I would have thought that Nashville would have been more towards rock by now. But when we went to Rock and Pot in Nashville, they kind of seem to maintain their identity with country music.
Right.
So just curious
Yeah.
about. Or
I don't know. I've never been. I've always wanted to go. And to be honest with you, I actually won tickets from Scully Entertainment to go. I just got to make plans and make sure everything works out. If a gig pops up, of course, I'll be at the gig. But yeah, I've been trying to get on forever to play the pre-party or something like that. Or, even when I was doing my podcast, I was trying to get on. I just didn't have the money to get there and all that. It's always something every time you turn around, but it looks like a really cool thing. And he's always doing rock stuff. Always had rock people on there. I don't really see much on the country side, but Nashville does seem to kind of steer you that way, but every band, we've played with lots of bands out of there in Nashville. We've played there 4 times now in the last 2 years. And every time it's just a lot of rock and roll out there, But these are smaller independent clubs, stuff like that. So it is a little bit different than your bigger ones.
It's been a really interesting swing kind of shift, to be honest. I've talked about this on the show, but I've also had this conversation just in general with colleagues, peers, and fans, because it's been very interesting. Back in the day, back in the 80s, LA was the place to be. That's where everybody gravitated to. You definitely had bands that stuck to their roots, like Twisted Sister, who was basically like, fuck that LA thing. No, we are a New York band, and that is home base. But in the big picture, LA was the place to be, and that's where everybody went to. And then it seemed that when LA got oversaturated, became a little bit too plastic, a little bit too fake. Then I started noticing that Vegas was becoming the place to be. You started seeing Vince Neil there. You started seeing like Brent Muscat from Faster Pussycat. I knew DJ Ashba lives there as well. And then you started seeing a lot of that. Then all of a sudden, because I remember hearing when all of a sudden Tom Kiefer and like John Corabi were kind of the first 2 guys of like real clout and notoriety to be like, yeah, no, our home base is Nashville. And I remember thinking that, being like, well, that's kind of fucking weird. Like, not to be mean about it, but that's so country. Like, why would they want to do that? And now a lot of people are swinging that way. A friend of the show and a personal friend of mine, and Ace Von Johnson, he lives in Nashville now. And if you've ever met Ace or ever seen Ace, that dude just oozes LA. Like that dude just is LA, and now his home base is Nashville as well. So there's this little part of me that's like beginning to wonder if something like a Richmond, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, because of maybe M3, or even something like maybe like Pennsylvania is gonna, if it's gonna make its way like all the way back to the East Coast as places just get too cluttered and too plastic again.
Yeah, Nash Vegas is the place to be right now. At least that's what they call it. But or some people do. But yeah, I saw where Vince moved there, a few years ago, and Karabi's living there. Gosh, a lot of Anthony Corder from Tora Tora. He moved there from Tennessee a few years back. Gosh, a lot of people, and I think the reason everybody moved to Vegas was not for the scene. It was because of the fact that you could pay rent there a hell of a lot damn cheaper than LA, at the time. But now everybody's wanting to go to, everybody's wanting to move to Nashville, and that's fine with me. Hell, I'd love to play. I'm trying to talk the wife into moving to Nashville, but she won't.
Don't worry. If she says we're moving to Nashville, you're moving to Nashville. You're not.
But she'll never say that. So.
No, sure. So Chris, did I overhear you saying though that you currently do have like tickets for Rockin' Pod like this year, like for next month?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I plan on going. My wife does a market every year. It's a whole what is that thing called? Metaphysical market. She's into all that kind of stuff. And she also does it every October. She does a thing called Scare Fest, which is kind of like Horror Hound and all those kind of things. Yeah. So she's into all that kind of shit.
Dude, if your wife needs a host for the event, man, call me. Horror movies are what I do best, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they do. They
He
were
sleeps
doing a
upside
lot
down.
of music.
He sleeps
Yeah. Well,
True
yeah. Did you
story.
hear that, baby? Oh, never mind. She didn't hear me. I'll tell you in a minute. But
If you would have said something back, she would have heard you. Trust me.
yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. So, but I figured she heard me talking about the Nashville thing, but she didn't say nothing. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah. So she does that, and her event is actually the same weekend as Rockin' Pod, and that's usually why I never get to go. But
Gotcha.
this time I told her, I said, you know what? You're gonna have to do it without me. I can't be your little bitch that weekend. I gotta go hang out with the boys.
Well, that means, like it's going to be very safe for you to wear a 13South t-shirt, dude.
Oh yeah, okay, I will.
You know what I mean? like I said, dude, I got my jacket being made, so I'm going to be walking around. Whether I'm sitting at the table or whether I'm walking around, you're going to be seeing the Metal Summit on my back, like all walking around.
That's awesome. Well, I definitely want a shirt. I know that.
Definitely. So I'll have those in my hands Saturday, and then I'll put out all the info and stuff like that. If I need to mail them, it's all good. Hopefully
I'll get to make it there, and I'll just get one from you that day.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to the pre-party and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's so many people I've done interviews with that I want to meet, like Scott Dalhoover from Dangerous Toys. I finally got to meet Anthony the other night. Anthony Corder and actually Tony Harnell came. It was a show with both of them, acoustic shows.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong. Anthony's got a beautiful voice. He still sounds like a bird, but fucking Tony Harnell, that motherfucker can hit it, son. Gee, I'm like, how did I lose my shit? But he didn't.
Dude, me and Angel were at M3 last year, and Tony Harnell played it, and people were dropping dead in their seats watching this guy just kill it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was hitting notes that just I was like, fuck.
And the thing about Tony is he looks so fucking rock star walking into the venue, walking into the stage. He looked fucking rock star all the way.
I would never tell him this, and I probably shouldn't say it, but not personally, because I got my picture taken with him, but in some of the pictures, his promo pictures, I was like, damn, is that Richie Kotzen? Why has he got Richie Kotzen pictures?
But he's definitely another one of those guys who's just a sharp rocker looking dude. Like that dude just walks over. That dude just walks over a trail of just fainted women, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to see Richie next month too, and also
for the Winery Dog store.
Yeah, Winery Dogs are playing here, and then what's his damn name? Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Going to see Kenny Wayne. God, we got so many shows I'm going to see. Karabi, of course. I'll be his merch bitch, selling all this shit for him. He calls me his good luck charm. And then got Tantric. Got special guest on our EP. So definitely be looking out for that. This next single we're releasing is one of the it'll be a couple months now, but it's got my favorite band has got one of their guitar players playing on it. So that's going to be I probably gave it away by saying that, but
hey,
almost got Ace to play on one, but that never worked out. So
gotcha.
But yeah, so fun stuff, man.
So when is the EP coming out?
That's the magic damn question, Angel. Shit, you had to fucking ask the $1 million question that I can't answer.
I'm always gonna ask that. You know that.
To be honest, we're changing. Unfortunately, we're changing some stuff and everything. So with mixing and mastering and all kinds of stuff like that. So I hope I'm trying to do a CD release or an EP release on for the end of July, 1st of August. So got to be ready by then,
Right.
Hopefully earlier than that, but that's
come on.
That's the timeline. Well,
I
if
mean,
not, we'll
don't
be
beat
putting
Axl
out
Rose.
singles up until.
Yeah, you cannot make this. You cannot make this a Chinese democracy.
Oh hell no, hell no. especially for only 6 songs. I mean, shit. But
that's been a really interesting topic of conversation though lately as well. Actually, is what's more not profitable, but what makes more sense now? Is it singles? Is it EPs? Is it an album? Is it singles leading to an EP or leading to an album? It's been a really interesting debate because it's kind of one of those things where I watch people talk about it and I can't say that anyone's right or wrong.
Right. I don't think there's any specific formula to it anymore. I got some friends, a local band from out of Mississippi, and American Automatic, and they just did 3 EPs, 3 4-song EPs, and I was like, "Fuck, that's 12 songs. Why didn't you just do a damn album?" But they wanted to set it out. They wanted to piece it out, and because it was red, white, and blue. So they did a red one and white one and a blue one. So I can understand that. A lot of bands think it's just let's do singles. A lot of bands they're still old school and want to do an album. A record label wants you to do an album. There's not a lot of record labels out there that want you to do an EP or will let you do an EP. We're pretty lenient. Our guy's pretty lenient. Whatever we do, we have full creative control.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And he trusts us. We trust him. It's G4L. He was out of LA. Now he's going to be, I think here before long, he's going to be out of Nashville. So there you go, Nashville. Everybody's in Nashville.
Also living as well. I mean, Tennessee doesn't have like the state tax. So taxes are lower in Nashville.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So in LA, so.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do 3 singles and then release the 6-song EP. And I was going to release next a brand new song, but I'm thinking, why do that? Let them wait for the new stuff they've never, ever heard and release one of the songs that we re-recorded. So that's what we're going to do. So if you ever heard the song Standing, I don't know if you ever saw that, Angel, or not, or the video or heard the song. That's one of the ones we actually redid. So,
okay.
Oh,
I know that song from you.
Okay, and Twisted Love. We totally redid Twisted Love from the drums all the way to me singing everything.
Oh,
totally redone.
Right.
So,
nice.
So yeah, that sucked because we took the video down and that some bitch had like almost 20,000 views, and it was good for us, but you do what you got to do, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, man. Any ideas on not small, but cheap merch that you can sell for $5 and $10? That's what we're looking for, because it's hard to sell. Would love to do vinyl, but everybody I've been, I go on the road and sell for Karabi sometimes, and I do for Enough's Enough, and they're selling their vinyl for $40 a piece. I'm like, who the fuck are we? Nobody's going to pay $40 for a damn vinyl from us,
Right.
And when you pay $28, $30 a piece for them yourself, I mean, fuck, you got to charge $40.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to go that way, because we can go into this. We can actually have like a merch conversation now, like with us as well, because like my thing is I went very basic for our first thing of merch. I mean, in 4 days and 3 days, I'm going to be making a post about this anyway, so it's not like I'm giving any secrets away about this. So basically, my deal is I started us out with a very limited exclusive run. I printed 41 T-shirts. And I know that sounds like a funny number, but it's because literally 10 minutes after I basically secured the deal, a fan of the show called me and asked if I was making any in 2X, which I wasn't.
Okay.
But I ended up writing just texting my guy. His name's Ken. He has a fantastic company called Phoenix Custom Printing. They're awesome. Okay. And I was like, dude, really sorry. Will it queer the deal or fuck anything up if you do 1 2X shirt for me? He's like, no, that's fine, dude. I totally got you. I was like, oh, bitchin', awesome. So anyway, my thing is I'm like, I so outside of that shirt, I did 40 t-shirts, not counting the shirts that I had pressed separately for us and my girlfriend. Ken is printing a couple extra smalls and a medium, an X, and a large. A medium, a large, and an X for the hosts of the show.
Right.
So I set that up as well to be like, yeah, well, I got to take care of the guys just because. So anyway, I've got 40 shirts to sell. I was like, let me just see how things go. So I did 10 smalls, mediums, larges, and extra larges just to see how it goes. It's what made sense to me, because kind of the same way. I mean, you guys are, on the road touring and have a back catalog. So, you've got more, I think you have more leeway than like even we would. When we had an early conversation that I know that Angel remembers, where Bobby and some of the guys were talking about like, well, we should use like a print by order company, like a Teespring or whatever, to print the shirts.
It costs so fucking much.
That's the thing. I wasn't against that, but I was against it at the time if we wanted to make any money off merch. Because the thing is, I'm like, you have to make anything off those print by shirts. Ace uses those, but Ace has a rabid fan base. They will pay $30, $35 for an Ace Von Johnson t-shirt. I've got like 4 of them, and I was glad to do so. I love them. Yeah. But I was like, he's Ace Von Johnson. We are the Metal Summit, and Angel and I love what we do, and we care deeply about this show. But we are not on a level that we can sell a t-shirt for $30. Doesn't make sense. Right. So I was like, let me just set it up cost effective for fans or for friends that simply get me my money back. And then I can kind of go from there where, it's like $20 a t-shirt, 25 if I have to mail it to you. Yeah. Not counting international shipping, because we're going to have to talk, because I'm going to have to do some research.
I tried to mail one to Canada one time, and just mailing it to Canada, Ontario, was fucking $17. I was like, that's the same as the fucking from Cincinnati. Yeah. I'm like, I could drive that motherfucker from, no, not really, but you know what I mean. That's
right. There's certain things though that like I don't mind a little hit here or there. I'm just trying not to go nuts. Like, we have a very loyal fan, Lisha, who watches us from Australia.
Hell yeah.
I would, if she wants one, I would love to find a way to get her a shirt, even if I have to take a hit on that shirt, because just the idea of one of our shirts getting paraded around Australia, I think that's pretty fucking sick, to be honest.
That'd be worth it just for her to pay the shipping.
Like that's me. I don't know how much a shirt to Australia would cost, but if I had to do something like, okay, well, I got to do 35, when reality it's 45. Right. I'll eat that extra $10 in shipping for the fact that, for knowing that there is a Metal Summit t-shirt walking around the streets of Australia. Like, something like that is totally sick. But anyway, that's the way that I looked at it at first, where I'm like, okay, let me simply get my money back. Then if there's enough demand, okay, well, then maybe I can play with the idea of like a touch more to start banking to use to better the show. So I definitely know what you mean there, because like you'll see things like vinyls, and there's only 2 places in this country that even press vinyl. Which is one of the reasons why it's hard enough. It's like a 6 to 9 month wait list just to get started.
Oh, I know. One thing you can do, and I do this, I do pre-orders sometimes.
Yeah.
And sell them beforehand, and then that way, and you could do packages, because stickers, you can get stickers for done. You can get stickers. Oh yeah. Very cool. Okay, never mind. Karabi tweeted something. I was trying to read it, and I'll look at it in a minute. But stickers, put like you said, the guitar picks. Yeah. Make it to where, if you're making $10 on the shirt, then throw those in, because I mean, you can take picks and well, I don't know about picks. Picks are usually close to 50 cents a piece, depending on how many you buy,
Right.
and stickers are probably about the same, 50 cents each. So, I mean, you're not losing much on your profit, stuff like that, but making it a like a bundle type thing, like I do. Me and Angel were talking about that earlier. I do a T-shirt with a CD, with the new 2-song single, a guitar pick, a button, and a sticker.
Nice.
So, but and it makes people think, feel like, oh, you're getting more, and then that's, they are. But
Yeah.
I
definitely. Oh, you okay, babe? My cat knocked over my light, and then it almost hit my girlfriend in the head. So like,
well, hey, girlfriend. Hey, kitty cat.
But no, I definitely hear you on that, because like there's plenty of different things when it comes to merch that I under no circumstances have a problem with just doing. Like Angel and I were talking about this last week. We do little goodie bags at Rockin' Pod that we give away.
Awesome.
And we're happy to do that kind of stuff. Angel does our rubber bracelets, and then I do these little cards with our pictures on them, guitar picks. A good friend of the show, David Wakefield, who has a fantastic record store and memorabilia store down here out of Bel Air, Maryland, called Vintage Vinyl, gifted me a box of a shit ton of the Metal Summit stickers. Back when we had like our cross guitar logo. So my big thing is trying to get us back synchronized where all of our merch matches. That's more of a me thing. Like, I hate it. It's a funny little story from the first Rockin' Pod, because we had been announced for Rockin' Pod with our logo. I had sent in the proofs for guitar picks, got an email back. Hey, do you like them? Is this what you're looking for? I looked at it. Looks fantastic. Go ahead. Print. 2 days later, we relogoed. I was so annoyed. Not more just because of me. I like things to match. We were very blessed that because when we were originally the M3 Summit and decided to rebrand, because we were no longer fully sticking to the M3, bands thing. We were really talking to everybody.
Right.
When we settled on the Metal Summit, I Googled that. It does not come up anywhere. So we are very lucky that we were able to grab that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like things to match, but it was hilariously annoying is how I like to call it, because on our table of Rockin' Pod, with the little stick that had our card in it so you could see what table was what show, had our original logo with our amp and BC Rich guitar in the background. The guitar picks had that logo. Our stickers were the brand new cross guitar logo, and so was two other. Oh, and so was the cards we put in the little packet. So it was like a new sticker, a new card, an old guitar pick, and the old logo on our table. And I was just like, "Fuck, man!" So it was funny. So when I
that's what's in my bundles is a Voodoo 13, and then on the other side it's Blevins. So guitar picks, but I'm still putting them in until I get rid of them, and then I'll get some new ones. It's still got my name on it.
I'm with you, dude. No, hey, dude, you know me. You showed me that thing earlier. I'm more than happy to take that stuff off your hands, because I will put that. Dude, just you wait. If you were serious about that, I'll put that little fucker on display, dude. That little statue.
Yeah, I thought about putting him, on my amp and stuff. Now, you see this little piece of material?
Yeah.
That's what our logo is going to be on for the smaller ones,
For our patches?
Yeah, for our jackets, they'll be our shirt, whatever we go with. It's going to be a 12 by 12. It's going to be pretty good size,
Nice.
So,
very junkyard, brother.
Oh yeah. Well, I got the patch I got on my blue jean jacket right now is junkyard. you know.
Nice.
And everybody, everywhere I go, I get compliments. Dude, that's the greatest fucking jacket. Blah, I love love your patch and all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I love it,
dude. When Junkyard played the M3 festival, fucking Brian Baker made an appearance.
No
dude.
shit.
I
That's
was
awesome.
watching this, going like, that's Brian Baker, the Brian Baker, from Junkyard fame, but from Bad Religion famous.
Exactly.
I was like, oh my God, dude. I am 2 feet away from fucking Brian Baker because I was shooting the photography. I was like, this is
now
insane.
What's his name's going to be on the 3 shows in California. The other guitar player, the big guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his damn name.
I know. Shit.
He always played the Charvels and all that kind of shit. He was playing the hair metal guys' guitars.
Yeah, it's not Muscat. It's
No, it's not. It's Ty. That's the bass player.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not Brett's brother.
No. I can't remember, but he was the original. He was one of the original guys.
Yeah.
And he's going to be playing with them. Glass or something like that. I can't remember. Something in his last. I thought it was Glass.
Dude, I heard a rumor or something that Roach is selling his jacket, and I'm like, you better not be, dude.
No shit. Well, he's got a few of them.
Yeah, but it's
or a couple anyway.
It's still kind of weird to me. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I like that, dude. Like that's what we know.
Yeah,
that's what we know of, man. But no, I definitely hear you on that. But no, it's the same thing with me, dude, where I was like, so like the little packs that we put together, because it was hilarious when I wrote Chris, the organizer of Rockin' Pod. I was like, do me a favor, dude, when you announce us, please use this pentagram logo. But the packs are literally the little packs are literally going to be updated guitar pick, updated card, whatever Angel likes for the bracelet is totally up to Angel's discretion. The ones that he printed for us last time are bitchin' and might be worth keeping it that way. But I have so many stickers from our last logo that I'm like, I got to burn these things out. So they will have,
that's right.
They will have our cross guitars in there because I have a lot to burn. So I'm definitely with you on that, where you're like, well, I got Voodoo 13 Blevins guitar picks that I can't print more, because that's the same thing with me. The same thing with us. I can't print pentagram TMS stickers until I get rid of all these damn cross guitar ones. And I'm all about just putting them out. And my girlfriend just bought new luggage. Megan's like, I want to put stickers on it. She's like, I want to put a Metal Summit sticker on you. I was like, trust me, you could put 50 on that thing. I've got enough. And all that kind of stuff. But Angel, let's kick it back up to you, man. Let's do we have anything still left on the board for Chris? Because it's getting about that time that I think we should call it a night and set up for the next.
No, we're all good. We should definitely call it.
Hey, one quick thing on merch again. I almost, if you didn't have to buy so many, I was going to get lighters with 13South on one side and High Enough on the other side.
Nice. Just
torch. That's a great idea. I mean,
it is, but I mean, you got to get 250 is the least amount you can get, and they're like $1.49 a piece. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's expensive.
Yeah, you got to flip them for like $5 at merch.
Yeah, and who's going to buy a not even a real Bic for fucking?
But look, sex sells. Get sex toys, vibrators with a band name. It will sell.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was talking to Megan about merch and she was super stoked about the t-shirts, the first thing she said is she was like, babe, can you get booty shorts made? Because I want a pair. I'm like, that is so hilarious that was the first thing you wanted for merch, because about a week or two before that, I don't know if you saw this episode or not, Chris, but we had my friend David Phantom on the show from the band Evelyn's Casket. And he happened to mention that for merch, he really wants to press booty shorts and was wondering if I knew anybody. And so, like, off screen, I messaged Mark from Rockin' Horror Apparel and was like, hey, dude, I'm live on the show right now. Guest was curious about booty shorts. Do you guys have any experience in that? Is that something you can do? And he wrote me back. He's like, absolutely. And I literally right on the show was like, David, I got you somebody for booty shorts, dude. So now I kind of have to look into it that way, because also between obviously Steve, everybody knows that, but
Yeah.
between Steve, Angel, me, Bobby, we're also big Kiss people. So there's a part of me that really just kind of wants to just go for broke and have some fun with it.
All sorts of love.
Slap the Metal Summits logo on the ass of the booty short and have Lick It Up right on the front.
Yes.
You know what y'all need? Y'all need pop figures.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I would love to do that. Funny thing, this is a story that nobody really knows about. So Hot Topic started putting out they put out a couple little figurines. One was called like Hot Topic Guy or something, and the other one was called like HT Nerdette. I was actually one of the finalists for the person they used.
No shit.
To base that off of.
That's cool.
I didn't win. I wasn't the guy that they used off of that, but I was told that I was one of the images that they were considering.
That's awesome.
For that short, for that Funko Pop, and I do actually have one. They sent a couple to my store for the employees, and I was able to get my hands on one when I was working for Hot Topic, like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
like,
cool. Hell yeah.
But so man, I thought that. But no, crazy. I would love little Funko Pops of all of us. I think that would be absolutely killer. Just you know, I mean, well, Angel already has a Funko Pop out there. All you have to do is buy the Robert Trujillo Metallica Funko, and you've got an Angel.
There you go. That is true.
That's right. And also something I just want to throw out there.
Of course.
You guys, if y'all ever need a guest host to help y'all and to talk and do shit, I am all for it because I quit doing mine because of the whole, health thing and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't really get into trying to get it together. It's it's kind of off my plate. But still love talking. I mean, I can talk for fucking hours, So as y'all can tell.
Absolutely, no, dude, and we're all for that. It's common knowledge. Everybody knows. We're very loyal to the core four. Nobody loses their chair unless they voluntarily give it up. Steve's taking some personal time, and and Bobby's everywhere. You know what I mean? He's on the road, and Bobby's become very in demand. So those guys, but everybody knows that we are very, very locked in. But at the same time, we love that stuff. We love having co-hosts and stuff. We used to be a 5-6 person show back in the day, and then through Jason, and then we whittled it down to where it was really just kind of best as us. We know that on our anniversary show, we might have him for a second, but we're not really going to have Bobby for that show because he's going to be at the Joni Mitchell event where she's being given like an award.
Okay.
So
cool.
We're always open to that, we can, and so we're always down for just good times, good people. I mean, Chris, man, you're one of us, but also since you brought it up, dude, if you don't mind, I mean, you look great, you sound great, but how are you feeling physically?
Not too bad. I do feel a lot better, look a lot better than I have in the past, and still the cancer's still there, but it's not getting worse, not getting better. But so that's a plus. And other than that, I just go day by day. I just went this past Monday, and I got to go again this coming Monday.
Gotcha.
So, but it is what it is, So I still get out there, and like I said, when I get on stage, man, I don't feel any pain. It totally goes away, man. That's the greatest thing in the world, If I could stay on stage, I wouldn't hurt ever.
Absolutely, for sure. And before I kick it up to Angel for closing, again, we touched on it earlier in the episode, but it's been a little minute now of various chatter. But for anybody that's looking, where can you be found?
Yeah, 13southmusic.com. And if you want to hit us up about booking or anything like that, you just hit us up at 13southmusic@gmail.com. We're on all the social medias, 13 South Music, and we're on Spotify. Check us out. We're on YouTube, Amazon Music, iTunes, all that crap, man. Every stinking bit of it. But if you want a physical copy, hit me up on an email, and I will definitely get that to you, and a T-shirt if you like.
Nice, absolutely. Yeah, definitely have to get that figured out for sure, because definitely. I mean, I never say no to things with 13s, but I definitely need some 13ness, like walking around down here in Maryland, bro. So we'll have to talk about that. Yes,
I love 100%. That is,
dude.
that is so fucking cool. My wife got that for me from somebody that she knows that works at her. I mean, comes and does a on her metaphysical thing.
Nice.
I forget who it is. It's somebody that does ghost hunting and all kind of different shit like that. They have one group that cleanses houses after it's been haunted, and people have gone in and stirred them up. They go in and actually exorcise them and get them the fuck out of there. So
oh, nice. Well, I love all that kind of stuff. Like my girlfriend for Christmas, right behind me here, she bought me a poster portrait of Lizzie Borden, because the original Lizzie Borden, because I'm a huge Lizzie Borden nerd. And
okay. Yeah, that was my favorite version of fucking Born to Be Wild.
Oh, absolutely, for
Hell
sure.
Yeah.
Dude, and I told everybody, man, like 2 years ago at M3, last year at M3, I was like, guys, trust me, you don't know what you have coming. Them finally booking Lizzie Borden, I'm like, just you wait. And the biggest mistake they made was only giving them 30 minutes, because they are not a 30-minute band.
No,
but people are still talking about Lizzie Borden. But I'm a huge Lizzie Borden, the band, fan, because of my original love affair with that real life Lizzie Borden right there.
Oh, so, yeah, very
that
cool.
Was cool. But no, absolutely, man. That's always like killer stuff. But yeah, obviously with it being this particular same weekend, wouldn't be able to lend my services there. But when it comes to your wife's horror cons, if something more like a personality host type person is necessary, if that's something that she would be interested in, hit me up, let me know, and we can talk, because I love that kind of stuff. And like I said, that stuff is what I know best.
Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't be for her event, because she's that one's not toward horror. But you see the pictures back here? I don't know if you can see those.
I can't really see what they are, but I can see them.
They're all Scarefest posters.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and musically, they've had a couple of the Misfits there. They've had Lita Ford there, Dee Snider there.
Misfits are my family, dude. Jerry
was there.
Michael Graves have always treated me great.
Oh, check this out. This is one of my faves right here. He was at the thing last year. The guy from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
And he signed it for me. I didn't get to go, but she got it for me. So yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
It's a classic.
My buddy Phil, who's the Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses security guard, also happens to be Megan's supervisor at work, her bar manager. He was doing a personal like bodyguard work for Anoka, who was in a 1970s vampire movie.
Okay.
And he knows how much I'm into my vampires. And we were talking and hanging out one day. He's like, well, dude, if you want, I'll get you something signed by her. I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. He's like, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, here's the thing, dude. You're making the offer, which takes it out of my hands. Like, that's generous enough. She can sign whatever she wants to sign. If she's promoting a current movie and that's what she wants, I'm cool with that. But if you're leaving it up to me, yeah, dude, something from vampires would be preferable. And sure enough, it was this bitchin'. Megan brought it home one day. This just bitchin' 8x10, 2J, from Anoka of the vampires movie. It was fucking sick. So I think that's super duper awesome. But also at Rockin' Pod, I'm drawing a blank on his name at the moment, but the guy who did like a ton of the special effects makeup for like Friday the 13th and all that kind of stuff, and like the Dawkins Dream Warriors thing, he's going to be there with the featured interviews.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like Matt something. It's on my list of the emails of the interviews that I submitted, because when I saw his name, I was like, is that? And I hit up Chris, and I was like, dude, is that the special effects horror guy? And he's like, sure is. I'm like, oh yeah, put him on my list for interviews.
Yeah, I'm a sort of friend of mine, Justin Mabry. He does. He's got a place out in LA. He does a lot of the Corey Taylor's masks. He does some stuff for Slash. Not masks, but I mean sculptures and stuff like that. So yeah, he's he goes to a lot of those horror cons and stuff like that. So yeah. And Scott Ian's going to be here at Horror Hound, so I'm going to definitely try to get in and meet his ass. So
hell yeah. No, he's great. I love Scott. I met him with Charlie when they were both brought in for Monster Mania. And they signed my Anthrax vinyl, and Scott actually signed one of his 8x10s and just threw it in. It was like, there you go.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I bought the Living Among the Living the comic book type thing, whatever it is. I forget what it's called now. Anyway, and Scott signed it.
There's the Among the Living album.
Graphic. This was the graphic novel. My bad.
Oh, the graphic novel. Yeah. The Among the Living, with that they kind of combined it with Spreading the Disease.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. No, totally sick, dude. Yeah, I have this double vinyl, which is the Fistful of Metal vinyl, and the first and the Armed and Dangerous EP. Mm-hmm. And so little by little, I've been getting it signed by all the people in Anthrax. So I've got Frankie, Scott, Charlie, Neil Turbin so far on it. And because the funny thing is, when I got it signed by Charlie and Scott, I walked out of the room and I ran right into Frank. Because
Frank's a great guy, man. I love that guy.
So nice. I walked out of the room, put it in my car, came back into the building and ran into him. He was there with his kids. And I was like, holy shit, Frankie, what are you doing here, dude? He's like, I'm just hanging out with my family, dude. I'm just here to support the guys. I'm like, question for you. If I run to my car right now, they just signed my record, would you mind? He's like, absolutely. Just do me a favor. I'm going to go in and say hi to the guys. When you come back in, will you wait out here outside the room? Just because I don't want to draw attention to myself because they were the guests. I was like, oh, dude, absolutely. And no, true to his word, he came out, signed my vinyl, took some photos with me, and I was like, thank you so much, dude. Have a blast with your family. And I let him go about his way. He's such a great guy.
Yeah. I actually met him when he was on doing that Altitudes and Attitude tour with Dave Ellison and Bumblefoot. Got to meet him there, and that was awesome. And I've interviewed him a few times. Actually, I'll send you a link of my interview with him.
Please.
And it's pretty cool. So he's just a gracious guy, awesome guy. So
absolutely, 100%.
Let's give it over to Angel, because I know y'all ready to get the hell off.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, right to you, Angel, for anything final from yourself, and then we'll all call it a night.
No, I just appreciate your time, brother. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, man. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I love talking. So,
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, definitely, man. This isn't going to be your last show as a guest or possibly even a host, dude. You're definitely always welcome here. But especially with me and Angel, dude, if there's something that you need put out there, just make sure that we know about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, like I said, I got those new shows, and hopefully the EP will be out this summer.
With an asterisk.
Sooner.
I'll add the tour dates to Ballbuster Music.
Hey, dude, I appreciate the hell out of that. I got more. I just haven't. They haven't been confirmed, so I can't release them yet. So, unfortunately.
Totally. No, absolutely, brother. But Chris, man, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you
y'all,
rocking out this evening, man. And also, we got to give a very, very special thank you to Shanyn Vieira. We really appreciate her taking some time out. It was really insightful, just super duper awesome to have somebody on the show like her that really had a passion for wanting to talk about her father and everything that he was involved in with Sound City and everything. So Shanyn, thank you very much.
That's awesome.
There she is, right? Oh yeah, the stories about Steve Perry were bitching, dude. They were so cool. In fact, and there she is now showing a little bit of love to us. But Shanyn, thank you so much again, girl. Yeah, sorry, there was an original plan for an early wrap, and then me, Chris, and Angel just got long-winded. So that's on us, girl. But thank you so much to Shanyn Vieira for coming on the show and talking about her family, her father's legacy with Sound City. That was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
And again, thank you so much, Chris.
Hey, appreciate y'all
joining us. 13 South fans, make sure that you're getting out there and supporting them. We got live music back, so make sure that you guys are getting out there to support. Follow all of the 13 South socials and everything that Chris has got involved in, and we appreciate you guys as well. Make sure that you're following Angel at Angel Alamo on his Twitter, on his Instagram, as well as on Facebook. You can find Bobby at BobbyDreyer.com, Steve at The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram and on Facebook as well. And you can find me right on my Instagram, right there on Just a R&R Junkie, and I'm on Facebook as well. So
I got everybody. I got all y'all on my Facebook page.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh,
yeah, thank Instagram too.
Oh, hell yeah. And again, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, Shanyn. Absolutely an absolute pleasure. Well, you guys all have yourselves a great evening. Chris, thanks again, man. You take care. And fans, we will see you guys later. We will see you guys in a week. Guest announcement over the weekend as always, and take care of yourself. We love you guys and be good to each other. Horns up, fangs out. Love to all the family and love to you guys. We'll see you guys as we approach our 3-year anniversary.
Hey, when is that? When is the 3-year?
March 1st.
Oh, March. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's our 3-year anniversary episode. We're really excited about that.
Very good. Very good. All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
Absolutely, brother. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.